Welcome, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Today's deep dive takes us into the fascinating and often surprising world of small change. In this video, we're going to uncover the stories behind 4 OneDime USA coins. First up, the 1979 RooseveltDime occupies a fascinating and somewhat paradoxical niche in American numismatics, representing both a common circulating coin and, in one extraordinary manifestation, a pinnacle of modern rarity. While millions were struck, the intense collector focus on condition and a specific, elusive variety has elevated this humble dime to legendary status among series specialists and condition census enthusiasts. Its appeal lies not in age or precious metal content, but in the relentless pursuit of perfection within a series often overlooked in high grades. The demand for this coin, particularly in pristine gem condition, is driven by the desire to complete top-tier Roosevelt dime sets, a challenge made exceptionally difficult by this specific issue, making it one of the most coveted and valuable modern coins from the latter 20th century. Historically, the 1979 dime was produced during a period of transition and economic uncertainty for the United States. Minted at the Denver facility, it was part of the long-running Roosevelt series, initiated in 1946 to honor the late president. The late 1970s were marked by high inflation, leading to increased melting of silver coins, though the dime had already been struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition since 1965. This coin does not commemorate a specific event, rather, its significance is born entirely from the minting process itself. The focus for collectors is on the quality of strike from the Denver Mint that year, as the coins intended for circulation were often produced with less than ideal detail, making examples of exceptional sharpness extraordinarily rare and historically telling of minting practices of the era. The unique feature of the most valuable 1979 dime is not an error, but the exceptional sharpness of its design elements, particularly on the reverse. The coin features Adolph A. Weinman's famed torch, olive branch, and oak branch motif. On the vast majority of struck pieces, the details of the torch's bands, the olive leaves, and the lines of the oak branch appear soft or indistinct, a result of worn dies or improper striking pressure. The ultra-rare, high-value specimens are distinguished by a phenomenally sharp, full bands, FB, detail, where the horizontal bands on the torch are fully separated and crisp, and the leaf lines are razor-sharp. This level of detail on a business strike coin from Denver is the exception, not the rule, and it is this breathtaking sharpness against a brilliantly preserved field that defines the coin's elite status. The rarity of a gem 1979 dime with full bands is stark. While over 315 million pieces were minted, the number surviving in MS67 or MS68 condition with the FB designation is estimated to be in the low dozens or even fewer. The series is notorious for strike weakness, meaning even coins that were never circulated often lack full detail. Consequently, the combination of a pristine, mark-free surface, high grade, and a phenomenally sharp strike, full bands, is exceptionally scarce. Population reports from major grading services like PCGS and NGC show only a handful of coins at the top of the grading scale, creating intense competition among a small pool of advanced collectors. This scarcity is purely condition-based, making the hunt for a perfect example both expensive and elusive. In the current numismatic market, a 1979 Roosevelt dime graded MS67 FB by a reputable service commands a price beginning around $2,500, with truly superb examples reaching into the $4,000 to $5,500 range. The record auction prices are reserved for the minuscule population of coins graded MS68 FB, where values can approach or exceed $6,000, as they represent the absolute pinnacle of the issue. These prices are sustained not by broad speculation, but by the dedicated Roosevelt dime set collectors who require this key date in high grade to complete their registries. The value is driven directly by condition rarity and the third-party certification that authenticates both the grade and the full band's detail, with prices showing steady appreciation as top-quality coins disappear into permanent collections. For collectors pursuing this coin, vigilance and patience are paramount. Acquiring any example claiming high value requires certification from PCGS or NGC, specifically with the FB designation clearly on the label. Raw coins, even those appearing uncirculated, are incredibly risky purchases, as the difference between a MS65 FB and a MS67 FB can be thousands of dollars and is difficult for most to discern. Building a relationship with reputable dealers who specialize in modern coin rarities or monitoring major auction houses is the safest strategy. Proper storage in a climate-controlled environment within inert holders is essential to preserve the coin's surfaces and, by extension, its substantial value, as even minute hairlines can result in a significant downgrade. Ultimately, the 1979 D-Dime significance is a powerful testament to the modern numismatic principle that extreme condition rarity can trump age and metal content. It is a landmark coin within the Roosevelt series, a sleeping giant that appears ordinary until examined with a critical, knowledgeable eye. Its aesthetic appeal in gem condition, with blazing luster and sharp details, is undeniable, while its historical narrative speaks to the nuances of mid-century minting. For the advanced collector, it represents both a formidable challenge and a worthy centerpiece, embodying the pursuit of perfection in an everyday object. Its investment potential is rooted in its permanent status as a condition census key date, ensuring its desirability and value will endure for generations of collectors to come. Next coin in the specialized world of modern U.S. numismatics, the 1981 RooseveltDime has emerged as a stealth titan, a coin whose face value belies its extraordinary worth to the discerning collector. Unlike classic rarities, its significance is almost entirely predicated on a ruthless standard of preservation, transforming a common circulating issue into a trophy of condition rarity. This dime is the undisputed key to assembling a top-tier Roosevelt set from the 1960s onward, creating a focused and intense demand among registry set competitors. Its pursuit represents the apex of modern collecting, where perfection is measured in microscopic detail and original, unblemished surfaces, driving its status to legendary heights within the series. The historical context of this coin is rooted in the early 1980s, a period of economic recalibration and the final chapter of purely circulating coinage before the rise of widespread numismatic packaging for collectors. Minted in Denver in 1981, it was produced in vast quantities for everyday commerce, with no special fanfare or commemorative intent. Its importance, however, is intrinsically linked to the evolution of collector mindset in the subsequent decades. As collectors began pursuing condition census sets, aiming for the finest known examples of each date and mint mark, they identified the 1981 D as a notorious strike date. The Denver Mint's production that year yielded very few coins with both exceptional detail and flawless surfaces, inadvertently creating a rarity that would only be fully recognized years later as grading standards became more precise. The unique feature of the elite 1981 D-Dime is the sublime combination of a razor-sharp strike and pristine, frosty luster. The design, by John R. Sinek, features a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. The reverse showcases the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch. On premium specimens, every detail is pronounced, the fine hairlines above Roosevelt's brow, the full separation of the horizontal bands on the torch, earning the full bands designation, and the intricate lines of the olive leaves are all starkly clear. Furthermore, the most valuable pieces possess a vibrant, cartwheel luster that radiates from the center, with a satiny texture on the devices contrasting against gleaming fields, untouched by bag marks or hairlines. This visual appeal is what separates the mundane from the magnificent. Rarity for the 1981 D is exclusively a function of condition and strike quality. With a mintage over 575 million, it is anything but rare in a general sense. However, the number of coins that survived bank bags without contacting other coins, that were struck with optimally adjusted dies, and that were preserved without any post-mint imperfections is vanishingly small. In the gem grades of MS67 and above, the population plummet dramatically. A coin graded MS67 FB by PCGS or NGC is exceedingly scarce, but the true pinnacle, MS68 FB, is considered the ultimate condition rarity of the entire copper-nickel-clad Roosevelt series, with only a handful of examples confirmed to exist. This extreme scarcity at the top drives a frenzied demand. The market value for this condition rarity reflects its status as a series stopper. A certified MS67 FB example typically commands a price between $3,000 and $4,500, depending on the vibrancy of its luster and overall eye appeal. The stratosphere is reserved for the MS68 FB specimens, where public auction results have consistently realized figures in the $5,500 to $7,000 range, with private sales potentially exceeding this for the finest known. This valuation is not speculative, it is supported by a consistent history of strong prices realized when such coins rarely appear at auction, often after years of absence from the market. The value is underpinned by a small but dedicated group of advanced collectors for whom this coin is the final and most expensive hurdle. Collecting tips for this issue emphasize extreme caution and professional verification. Given the high stakes, purchasing a raw, uncertified coin is inadvisable for all but the most expert eyes. The critical step is to acquire only examples professionally graded and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC, with the full bands designation clearly on the label. Collectors should study population reports to understand the true rarity at each grade level. Engaging with reputable dealers who specialize in modern rarities or consignment auctions at major numismatic firms is the safest avenue. Once acquired, the coin should be stored in a climate-stable environment, its holder protected from physical damage, as its value is inextricably linked to its certified grade. The 1981 D-Dime's legacy is that of a modern Goliath, a coin that redefined what makes a 20th century issue valuable. It proves that in the era of mass minting, true rarity was reborn through the lens of flawless preservation. Aesthetically, a top-tier example is a miniature masterpiece of minting art, showcasing the full potential of the coining press. For the investor, it represents a tangible asset with a proven, robust market driven by fundamental numismatic scarcity. It is the ultimate challenge for the RooseveltDime specialist, a coin that commands respect not for its age, but for its improbable journey from a Denver mint bag to the pinnacle of numismatic desirability. Its future appreciation seems secure, anchored by its permanent role as the cornerstone of a major 20th century series. Second coin within the specialized realm of modern numismatics, the 1983 RooseveltDime stands as a paradoxical and highly coveted prize, a coin of immense scarcity hiding within one of the largest mintages of the series. Its legendary status is not born from a visible error or commemorative design, but from an elusive and subtle characteristic of its strike that only reveals itself under exacting scrutiny. This dime is the cornerstone of the no-P variety collection, a modern mystery that captivates error variety hunters and Roosevelt specialists alike, creating a distinct and fervent market separate from ordinary condition rarity pursuits. Its appeal lies in the thrill of the hunt and the satisfaction of owning a confirmed piece of one of the most famous, and famously absent, mint marks in late 20th century coinage. The historical backdrop of the 1983 D-Dime is the early digital age of the U.S. Mint, a period of high-volume production using increasingly automated processes. Struck at the Denver Mint in 1983, this coin was one of over 647 million dimes produced there that year to meet commercial demand. Its historical significance, however, is entirely accidental, stemming from a minute failure in the minting process. During this era, the mint mark was punched into the working die by hand. For a small number of dies, it is believed the D punch either broke, was applied with insufficient force, or was forgotten entirely. These dies then went on to strike coins for an unknown period, releasing an undetermined number of dimes into circulation that bore the obverse of a Denver coin but lacked its defining mint mark, creating a significant modern variety. The unique feature of this valuable coin is, quite simply, the absence of a feature. On a normal 1983 D-Dime, a small D mint mark is located on the obverse, just to the right of the base of Roosevelt's neck. On the ultra-rare, no-P variety, this area is completely smooth, showing no trace of the punch. The coin is otherwise identical to its common counterpart in weight, diameter, and composition of copper-nickel clad. Visually, identifying it requires meticulous examination, as wear or dirt can obscure a faint mint mark. The true prize is an example that not only confirms the variety but is also in a superlative state of preservation, with sharp detail on Roosevelt's hair and the torch's bands, making the missing mint mark all the more starkly obvious against a flawless field. The rarity of the 1983 D no-P dime is profound, with experts estimating the number of genuine specimens to be fewer than a dozen, and perhaps as low as 5 or 6. Unlike condition rarities, this is a true population rarity, where the number of coins known is fixed and incredibly small. The variety was discovered in circulation, meaning most examples entered the economy and suffered wear or damage. Consequently, the importance of condition is magnified exponentially. A heavily circulated example is still a major find worth well over $1,000, but a specimen graded mint state, particularly in MS65 or higher, transcends into the realm of six-figure potential. The scarcity is absolute, and every confirmed appearance on the market is a major numismatic event. The market value for a certified 1983 D no-P dime is substantial and tiered dramatically by grade. A lower grade, circulated example, such as VF or XF, confirmed by a service like PCGS or NGC can command a price beginning around $2,500 to $3,500, given its sheer rarity as a type. However, for the pinnacle, a specimen in uncirculated condition, values escalate dramatically. A coin graded MS63 or MS64 can easily reach the $15,000 to $25,000 range, while a true gem example, should one be confirmed, would likely fetch well over $50,000 at auction. For the purpose of your specified range, even the most heavily circulated but verifiable examples are firmly positioned as significant four-figure coins, with values anchored by their status as one of the great modern U.S. variety rarities. For collectors, the pursuit of this coin demands education, patience, and extreme caution due to the prevalence of alterations and counterfeits. The first rule is to never trust a raw coin. Certification by PCGS or NGC is non-negotiable, as they have authenticated the variety and can differentiate a true, no P, from a coin that has been tampered with to remove the mint mark. Collectors should thoroughly study images of certified examples to understand the correct appearance of the blank area on the obverse. Acquisition strategies are limited to monitoring major auction houses and establishing connections with top-tier error and variety dealers, as these coins almost never appear in general dealer inventory. When one does surface, bidding will be competitive. The 1983 D no P dime significance is multifaceted. It is a relic of minting fallibility, a testament to the keen eyes of variety collectors, and a reminder that profound rarities can still emerge from the modern era. Aesthetically, in high grade, it presents a compelling puzzle, a coin that looks common at a glance but holds a secret that transforms it into a museum-quality piece. Its investment value is supported by its fixed, minuscule population and its iconic status within the error variety niche, a segment of the market known for dedicated and passionate collectors. This dime is not merely a coin, it is a chapter in the story of the Denver Mint, a conversation piece that embodies the endless fascination of numismatic detective work and the enduring appeal of the rare and unexpected. For Coin USA, the 1995 D Roosevelt dime has carved out a formidable reputation as one of the single most conditionally challenging coins of the modern era, a coin that redefined scarcity within a series defined by immense mintages. Its significance lies not in an error, but in an extraordinary and perplexing absence, a near-total deficit of examples in the highest levels of preservation. For specialists pursuing top-tier Roosevelt dime registries, this issue is the ultimate stopper, a frustrating and expensive bottleneck that can thwart an otherwise complete set. The intense demand for this coin stems from a small, dedicated community of advanced collectors for whom its acquisition represents a monumental achievement, fueling a market where price is secondary to the sheer necessity of obtaining one of the few known superlative specimens. Historically, this coin was minted in Denver during a period of robust economic activity and high coin production in the mid-1990s. With a mintage exceeding 1.3 billion pieces, it was created in abundance for everyday commerce. Its place in numismatic history, however, is defined by a mystery. For reasons not fully understood, possibly related to die preparation, alloy mixture, or bagging processes, the 1995 D dimes that emerged from the mint were seemingly predisposed to acquiring marks and abrasions. Very few coins survived the minting and packaging stages with the pristine surfaces required to achieve the highest gem grades. This created an accidental rarity, a coin common in circulation but almost mythical in the state of preservation demanded by today's serious collectors. The visual appeal of a high-grade 1995 D dime, when one can be found, is rooted in its stark, brilliant luster and full design detail. The copper-nickel-clad composition, when perfectly struck and untouched, exhibits a sharp, frosty white sheen. The critical element for premium value is the full bands FB designation, indicating the horizontal lines on the torch's bands are fully separated and distinct. On the obverse, the hair detail above FDR's brow and behind his ear should be sharply defined. The rarest examples possess not just this sharpness, but also flawless fields devoid of the microscopic chatter marks and bag scars that plague nearly all other specimens, making a true gem a breathtaking exception. The rarity of this issue in grades of MS67 and above is nothing short of dramatic. While millions exist, population reports from leading grading services tell the true story. There are substantially fewer 1995 D dimes graded MS67 FB than there are for key dates from the 1940s and 1950s. Coins grading MS68 FB are counted on one hand, representing a genuine condition rarity of the highest order. This scarcity is not a function of low mintage, but of survival rate. It is believed that the vast majority of coins were immediately subjected to abrasive contact in mint bags, dooming them from the start. This creates a situation where collector demand is funneled toward a tiny, almost non-existent supply. Market values for certified examples reflect this severe supply constraint. A 1995 D Roosevelt dime graded MS66 FB, while still challenging to find, might trade in the range of $400 to $600. However, the market undergoes a seismic shift at the MS67 FB level, where prices reliably begin at approximately $2,800 and have been known to reach $4,000 or more for pieces with exceptional eye appeal. For the pinnacle, a coin graded MS68FB, the market becomes almost purely auction-driven, with recent results hovering between $5,500 and $6,500. These prices are not speculative bubbles but are fundamentally supported by the urgent need of registry-set collectors who must have this date to compete, facing off against perhaps only 2 or 3 other potential buyers for the same elusive coin. For any collector aspiring to own this coin, a disciplined and patient approach is essential. First and foremost, only consider examples professionally graded and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC, with the full band's designation confirmed on the label. Due to the premium for perfection, it is critical to examine high-resolution photographs or the coin in hand to assess surface quality, as subtle hairlines can mean a difference of thousands of dollars. Building a relationship with a dealer who specializes in modern rarities is invaluable, as they may have access to private sales before a coin reaches the public market. Participation in major numismatic auctions is likely necessary, requiring pre-planned bidding strategies and financial readiness. In conclusion, the 1995 D-Dime stands as a powerful testament to the fact that in modern numismatics, survival in perfection is the new frontier of rarity. It possesses a historical narrative of minting intrigue and a stark aesthetic beauty when found in its elusive gem state. Its investment merit is underpinned by its non-negotiable role as a condition census key date, ensuring demand will perpetually outstrip the minuscule, finite supply. This coin appeals not to the casual observer, but to the dedicated series specialist for whom it represents the final and most formidable summit to conquer. Its value and legend are thus permanently cemented, a humble dime transformed into a trophy of perseverance and numismatic discernment.